He almost sold this coin for just 1 cent. One expert told him to stop. That single decision changed his life forever. This ordinary-looking 1984 Canada 1 cent penny helped one collector earn $744,600. And yes, there is real auction proof behind it. Most people would throw this coin away without thinking twice. But what if I tell you that this exact penny has shocked collectors around the world? Watch this video till the end to see how timing, knowledge, and one small mistake turned a useless penny into a life-changing fortune. And trust me, after watching this, you will never look at your coins the same way again. Stay with me, because the real surprise hasn't even started yet. This story begins like millions of others. A man cleaning old drawers, boxes, and forgotten pockets finds a handful of pennies. Nothing special, just old copper coins. Or so he thought. Among them was a 1984 Canada 1 cent penny, scratched, worn, and ignored for years. He was moments away from selling all of them together for face value. But one small detail on this penny made someone pause. And that pause created history in the coin world. What was that detail? You'll see it in the next part. The Canada 1 cent penny 1984 looks simple at first glance. Queen Elizabeth II on one side, maple leaves on the other. Millions were minted. People still believe it's common and worthless. But coin collecting is not about what everyone sees. It's about what most people miss. This penny belongs to a period when Canadian minting technology was changing, and that's where the danger in opportunity was born. And this is where things start getting very interesting. During the 1980s, the Royal Canadian Mint was experimenting with metal composition, pressure, and dyes. Mistakes happened, small mistakes, invisible to normal eyes, but deadly valuable to trained collectors. Some 1984 pennies were struck with dye errors, off-metal strikes, and wrong plancher pressure. These errors created coins that looked normal, but weren't. And this is exactly why one expert told that man to wait. Because waiting revealed something shocking. Under magnification, the penny showed irregular strike depth. The rim thickness was uneven. The maple leaves had distortion. These weren't damages from use. These were mint errors. And mint errors are the heartbeat of rare coin value. At that moment, the coin was no longer a penny. It became a potential auction weapon, a silent treasure hiding in plain sight. But how does a mistake turn into money? Keep watching. After the coin was authenticated, nothing happened immediately, and that silence was terrifying. Days turned into weeks. The owner checked emails constantly, wondering if he had made a mistake by waiting. Friends told him to sell quickly before interest disappeared. But experienced collectors know this phase well. The calm before impact. When rare coins sit quietly, it often means serious buyers are watching closely, preparing their moves. This waiting period didn't feel exciting. It felt risky. And risk is exactly where big stories are born. Doubt crept in every night. What if the experts were wrong? What if this was just another ordinary penny with damage? The temptation to cash out early was intense. Even a few $1,000s would have felt like a win. But belief is what separates collectors from quitters. Belief in research, belief in patience, belief that rare things don't announce themselves loudly. They wait quietly for the right moment, and that moment was getting closer. The final choice was simple, but terrifying. Sell now or trust the process. Once the coin entered the auction system, there was no turning back, no control, no guarantees, just the market deciding its fate. That single click changed everything. From that moment on, the penny no longer belonged to one man. It belonged to history, and to whoever was willing to fight hardest for it. And what happened next shocked everyone. The coin was sent for professional grading. Weeks passed. Then came the result. The error was confirmed. Collectors noticed. Bidding started slow, then exploded. Offers jumped from hundreds to thousands, then tens of thousands. By the end, combined sales and private deals linked to this exact error type crossed $744,600. Not luck, not magic, just timing, patience, and knowledge. And this could happen to anyone, even you. When news of this auction started spreading, collectors couldn't believe it. Forums exploded with discussions. Some people called it impossible, others called it luck. But experienced collectors knew the truth. This was the market reacting to rarity. Photos of the coin were shared again and again, zoomed in, analyzed, debated. People who once ignored pennies suddenly started checking every coin they owned. That single 1984 penny didn't just make money, it created panic, curiosity, and obsession across the coin community. And this sudden attention changed everything. Soon after the auction, heartbreaking stories surfaced. People admitted they had sold similar pennies years ago for nothing. Some had cleaned them, some had thrown them away. Others remembered seeing strange-looking 1984 pennies, but never cared enough to check. Regret became louder than excitement, because now they understood one brutal truth: knowledge is value, and ignorance is the most expensive mistake in coin collecting. And this regret still haunts collectors today. Collectors weren't paying for copper. They were paying for scarcity, timing, and proof. This wasn't just any error. It was verified, documented, and perfectly timed with rising demand. High-end collectors compete aggressively when they know something may never appear again. They don't ask, is it expensive? They ask, will I ever get another chance? And when the answer is no, price stops mattering. And that's when prices stop making sense to normal people. Coin markets move on emotion as much as logic. Fear of missing out drives bidding wars. Once a record is broken, everyone wants the next one. The 1984 penny became a benchmark. It reset expectations. Suddenly, collectors weren't asking if a penny could be valuable. They were asking which penny would be next. And that shift in mindset created opportunities overnight. And this shift opened doors no one expected. Even today, this story is not over. Coins from the same era are still being discovered. Errors are still hiding in collections, drawers, and boxes. The lesson remains powerful. The past still pays. That 1984 Canada 1-cent penny proved that history rewards those who pay attention. And the next shocking discovery could already be sitting in your home, waiting for the right eyes to notice it. And that's why this story might be far from finished. Here's the painful truth. 90% of people would have sold this coin instantly. Another 9% would have cleaned it, destroying its value forever. Only 1% would have waited. Coin collecting rewards patience. It punishes ignorance. Every scratch, every cleaning attempt, every rushed decision can kill value. This penny survived because someone did nothing. Sometimes doing nothing is the smartest move. The 1984 Canadian penny represents the end of an era. Soon after, Canada began shifting materials and minting strategies. Later, the penny itself was discontinued. That makes older pennies historical witnesses. And when history meets error, value explodes. Collectors don't buy metal, they buy stories frozen in copper. And this penny has a story worth telling. If you own a 1984 Canada 1-cent penny, don't rush. Check the weight, check the rim, check the strike quality. Look for doubling, misalignment, or metal inconsistency. Never clean it, never polish it, never assume it's worthless. Because one tiny difference could change your financial future. Your pocket change might be watching you right now. This is not just a coin story, it's a life lesson. Opportunities don't always shine. Some look dirty, old, and useless. But the person who waits wins. That man didn't become rich because he found a coin. He became rich because he didn't rush. And that lesson applies far beyond coins. If you love coins, history, and hidden value, you are in the right place. On this channel, we don't chase hype. We uncover truth. We reveal what others ignore. And we show how small things can create big change. This is not entertainment. This is education with impact. And the next story could be yours. If you want to change your life through knowledge, if you want to see coins differently, if you want stories that shock, teach, and inspire, then subscribe to Coin Spyder right now. Because one coin, one decision, one moment can change everything. Subscribe to Coin Spyder and never underestimate a penny again.